All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We have some new parts to throw on the X3. This is what they call a TLS or Toe Link Support Kit. Comes from Shock Therapy. I've seen Full Throttle Off-Road kind of do a review on this, and they said it's a much needed item. I'll go into why you should probably get it a little bit later on. But one thing I want to check is eventually what happens is back here, your toe for your rear tire, it's not supported very well, and this hole can start getting oval shaped and your rear tires can start walking on you. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a before and an after. Now this machine doesn't have a lot of miles on it, only has about 1,500 miles. I am going to hook my laser up to the disc here, and I'm going to move this, because this is a stock setup, I'm going to move this and wiggle it as much as I can. I have plywood set up at, I think it's 14 inches to the rear, so this would simulate the back edge of the tire. So right now, I don't know if you're going to see it, we can move this about a 1/16 of an inch deflection. 1/16 of an inch over half the tire, so the full tire from front to back, you know, 1/16 of an inch times 2, you have about 1/8 inch of deflection. So what I'm going to do is put this kit in and see if it stays the same. Maybe it gets better, maybe it's rock solid. Once I start to install the kit, I'm going to go over why this kit is better, and I personally don't need it yet. My hubs are in good condition. This hole hasn't egg-shaped out on me yet, but it's kind of preventative maintenance. I figure if I can take care of my machine before it becomes a problem, I will. So we'll get in depth a little further, and I kind of wanted to do a test. You take people's word for it a lot of the times, but it's nice to see it for yourself. If this thing is rock solid when I'm all said and done, I think that's a huge improvement. Just a little bit more stability and just less chatter on your bearing than your bearing's taken if that thing's not, your rear tire's not wobbling so much. But we'll dig a little deeper. I'll take you along every step of the way, try to show you everything I can find, show you how this current system ties in, how the new system will tie in, and the advantages. So the Toe Link Support Kit, I think it's right around $100. I don't know off the top of my head, but for what it does, I think it's definitely going to be worth the money. We'll test a little further and see if it helps us out over a good unit. I mean, obviously once it's wore out, you'll definitely have to go down this road versus buying a new hub, but we'll see. Stay tuned. All right, guys, this is what this kit looks like versus your stock. As you can see, there's a recess right in here, and what this kit gives you is double shear versus single shear, and it gives you stainless connection for your tie rod end to mate into and be secure without just sitting right up against this aluminum, this cast aluminum. So the stock configuration, this is just bolted right through here. So eventually, if this bolt loosens up, it can wiggle around, wallow this hole out, and then eventually your rear tire is just going to be wobbling on you. With this system that Shock Therapy has, this insert is chamfered out. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but I'll do my best to show you. This will actually lock right into the, right like that. So if you want to zoom up in here a little closer, this locks right in. So that this bushing here on the inside of the tie rod sticks out, seats inside of here. So this is a rock solid connection. What I have to do is take the step drill bit, drill this out so that these inserts will actually sit inside of that hub there. But I'm assuming it's going to be a lot tighter. So I'll go ahead and do that step, drill the hub out with the step drill bit, put this all together on one side, do another test for you. But I can see already this is going to be a lot better of a system just to secure your rear tires. Help if I took it out of a hammer drill. Let's go to drill. So the step bit that they send you, you're just going to run it all the way through. I only have 2 holes to drill, so I'm not too concerned about lubrication. If you want to use Tap Magic WD-40, that'd probably help you out. It looks like you should be able to drill all the way through and not hit. If you keep your speed down on aluminum and don't let it get too hot, you're a little better off. It's still looking good. This sounds terrible, so if you want to, you might want to shut your volume off. Get near the end, so I'm not going to put as much pressure on it so I don't just drive her home. Almost there. All right. That is it. I'll assemble this up and pretty much it's going to go as you see it. This is how it's going to go get installed inside there. They pretty much give it to you in the kit how you need to put it in, and like I said, the tie rod bushing is going to sit right inside of here. Tighten her up and then we'll check and see how much play there is. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention, maybe I'm wrong on this, I thought I saw on one of the videos that they actually have you put a little bit of Loctite on these two bushings that you do insert in. I can't see that it's going to hurt, so I'm going to make the leap of faith and say I'm right. I think that just helps secure these a little bit better. Just gonna set this in here. Try to spin it a little bit, just spread that Loctite out. Alright, snaps right in. I'm gonna do the same thing for the inside, and we'll have her together in no time. This really is not a big deal. For the price you're paying and what you're getting out of it, I think it's worthwhile. This might be a little harder. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put a bolt in to help line it up. Might help with the install a little bit better. There we go. That should work. All right, we're just going to put the bolts in. And we'll be back here shortly. If your kids or your wife have tiny fingers, you might want to get them for this step. It is not the easiest to get in there. It'd be a lot easier if your axle was not in the way. Let's see. My socket. That's a different size socket.
What size do you need?
I'll have to find it. All right, it started. Okay, I'll get this tightened down. I just put one washer here on the outside, against the head of the bolt, and then one washer on the inside against the, it's a nylon lock nut from what I could tell. Let's take a peek here. No, actually it's just a standard locking nut. I don't see there is any nylon insert, but kind of how you see it here. One washer on the inside. This spacer goes on the inside, this bushing. That goes against your hub. Then you'll have your tie rod, your exterior washer, and your bolt head. That's pretty much it. Tighten it up. And I forgot what the torque specs are off the top of my head. I can list them. I thought it was around 85 foot-pounds, but I'll double check. All right, it says to torque it down to the rear radius rods to 77 foot-pounds. There it is. So I'm gonna get my air gun out here, blow the chips all out. I'm gonna hook back up my laser, set the plywood at 14 inches. That's about where the rear end of the rear tire sat, and see if we get any of the play out. Are you ready?
Action.
All right, we have this one taken care of. Put the laser back on. Let's see if I can get any flex out of it. It appears it wiggles. A little bit. I would say maybe a 32nd of an inch I can see it move. But honestly, some of what I'm seeing move might be the play in the bearing. So this actually, what I'm trying to wiggle is the bearing, and the axle comes through. Your axle comes through, your bearing's over top of it. So some of this wiggle could be the bearing, but it does seem like it is tighter. So I do not think that the hub is moving. I think any play I'm feeling now is where the axle comes through the bearing. So it feels pretty secure. So I'm gonna say this is the thumbs up. This is something worth having. Long term, I think it's gonna be a lot better. Since I am at this point, what I am going to do is go ahead and remove my disc and go inside and grease my bearings. Then when I go to the front, I have another surprise for you guys from Shock Therapy. But I just figured I'm this far along, come out to remove this, grease my bearings right away, and we'll go from there. So we'll get this video out, and we're going to have another surprise for you on the front from Shock Therapy as well.